In this video, I'm going to talk about the 10 things that I learned installing the BLUM undermount drawer slides for the first time. Stick around to the end, and I'm going to give you a list also of the hardware that you're going to need to make all of your drawer slide dreams come true. So first off, let's talk about the application. We're installing these in existing cabinets. They are face frame cabinets. And so one of the biggest challenges that we faced was trying to work around the fact that we already had a countertop in place, and so it wasn't super easy to reach the back of some of these. The other thing was we had an actual row of drawers in one place, and that was definitely more of a challenge because you had to reach into the back 4 different times right above each other to make all of that work. So now that we've got that all out of the way, let's talk about those 10 things. The first thing you're going to figure out is when you get the BLUM instructions, you need an engineering degree to figure them out.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
So instead of doing that, one of the things that I figured out that you can do is you can actually just go ahead, install your drawer slides, slide them all the way out, and then measure the distance from the outside to the outside of each drawer slide, and that will be the distance of the inside of your box. And so hopefully that helps a little bit, because when you read the instructions, it's going to talk about subtract a 15/16 from this and a 5/8 from that, and there's a lot of math in there involved. And I'm not saying you can't do it, but I'm just saying that after I got done, I realized, you know what, I can just measure the distance between these slides and that part's done. Number 2 is when you build your boxes, you're going to see on the instructions that it says you need to notch the back of the drawer boxes out to be able to accommodate the slides. You don't have to do that if you build your drawer boxes where the bottom is captive on 3 sides. And what I mean by that is that you already have that opening because there's nothing in the way in the back of that. And so in our case, I didn't have to do that, and that will save you a step if that's the way you build it. Number 3, the bottom has to be up a 1/2 inch. So keep that in mind when you get ready to put your dados in for the bottom. A lot of times people do them at 1/4, but for an undermount drawer slide, they have to be a 1/2 inch. Otherwise, they will not work. Number 4 is that you can use the Kreg Drawer Slide Jig to help you install these. Rockler makes one. It's about 40 bucks, and from everything that I read, it's really good, but I already had the Kreg Drawer Slide Jig, and so I thought, well, I'm gonna see if I can make this work, and it does work. You can use it. It becomes basically that third arm that you're needing as you're trying to reach into the back and to get all of that level and keep it level while you make those attachments in the back. Number 5 is this little L bracket that BLUM sells that is used to attach to the back of your cabinet wall. So that's how that works. And the best way that I found to install this was to go ahead and pre-attach it to the back of your slide, slide it into the cabinet on top of the drawer slide jig, whatever. If you're using the Kreg Drawer Slide Jig like I did, I just laid it on top of the jig, slid this all the way to the back, got it where I wanted it, and then I drilled my holes and I put my screws in the back, and then you can easily, this just slides apart. This slides in here and slides apart, so if you need to pull this out for anything or readjust something, it's very simple, and it's an easy way to attach it. These things right here are solid. Number 6 is you're going to want to drill a 1/4 inch hole on each corner of the back of your drawer boxes. The instructions call for a 6mm bit. I didn't have that, so I used a 1/4 inch and it worked fine. They also call for a stop collar to prevent yourself from going through the back of your box, especially if you're using a 1/2 inch box like I was. It would be very easy to do that. So you're going to want to go maybe 3/8 of an inch in that case. If you're doing 3/4 inch boxes, not as big a deal. You can easily go a 1/2 inch and not worry about it. But just remember that I didn't have a stop collar either. So I just put a bunch of tape on the bit to help me stop when I got there, and I knew where I needed to be at. When you get ready to line that up, one other tip that I'm going to throw in here too, and this is invaluable because again, they make a jig and you could make a jig and you could do some measurement and trying to figure out exactly the placement of both of these holes. But what I did was I just took my boxes, I put them in place, and then I just gently bumped them up. Once they were in, I bumped them a couple of times against the back of the box And once I did that, I pulled them back out, and there were 2 little indentations where those pins were at and where they were hitting the back of the box. So I knew that was exactly where I needed to drill the hole. Number 7 is that these drawer slides take up more space. And that was something that I didn't completely realize until it was too late. I actually ended up having to cut one of the drawer boxes down because I built it too big. No! Normally I make them about a 1/2 inch smaller than the opening. In this case, you're going to want to do them about 1 inch smaller than the opening, because honestly, these drawer slides are going to hold the whole box up about a 1/2 inch off of the face frame. Number 8, and this is a little weird, but these drawer slides will cut you if you're not careful. So I ended up, when I was trying to get my drawer slides to connect up to the box, I made the mistake a couple of different times of pulling on the slide, trying to pull it toward the clip that goes in the bottom of the box. When I did, it really cut me pretty deep.
You cut me deep, Shrek. You cut me real deep just now.
So just understand that the sides on those, on the underneath side, they're very sharp. They will cut you. Number 9 is that the little clips that you attach to the bottom of the drawer box, these are a quick connect type clip, and so for the most part they work really well. I've watched the guys and stuff on YouTube. They make it look super easy. Most of mine worked pretty good, but I had a couple that were a little bit contrary, and so just understand that they may take a little bit of finessing to try to get those clips to connect up. But once they do, they work fine, and you can release them pretty easily. But just understand that it's not exactly a silver bullet, but they do work really well. Number 10 is that the drawer slide that you pick will be determined by the size of your cabinet. That seems a little elementary, I know.
Duh.
However, so in our case, we have 24-inch cabinets. That's fairly standard for a kitchen. So we have a 21-inch drawer slide that we use. The other thing is that the drawer boxes will actually end up, the length of your drawer box is pretty much exactly 21 is what I found. And if you have any questions about that, you're basically just going to build your drawer box to fit the exact measurement of the length of the slide that you have. So as an added bonus, I want to give a quick run through of the things that you're going to need if you get ready to do this project. Now, I would love to be able to just put down an Amazon link for you and give you an affiliate link from Amazon. However, they're about twice as high on Amazon, so I can't in good conscience do that. So since I'm not doing that and I'm saving you a little money, do me a solid, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button. That would be a big help. But here's the thing. I purchased all of the drawer slides and all of the hardware for this from Woodworker Express, and that's where I got these. The drawer slides for a pair of them was about $18. Now, so you're gonna need a pair. They're gonna come as a pair. So that's one thing that you're gonna need. The next thing you're gonna need is you're gonna need the clips. The clips that go underneath the drawer boxes. They come individually as a left and a right clip. Understand they're not universal. It does matter which one goes where. The other thing that you're going to need is you're going to need an L bracket for each drawer slide in the back. Those are universal. It doesn't matter which one goes where, but you do need those, and they're dirt cheap. They're about 50 cents or 75 cents a piece or something, so they're not expensive at all. The other thing also that you need is you're going to want to go ahead and just purchase, probably depending upon how many of these drawer slides that you're doing. We did 9, and I went ahead and I just bought 200 number 6 5/8 inch long wood screws, and they worked for everything that I was doing. Again, they were super cheap, easily less than $10 for both boxes. So I can't recommend them highly enough, just because again, the prices were basically unmatched with anybody that was out there. I know there are a lot of videos out there that do a walkthrough and a step-by-step of how to install these, but these were just some highlights, some things that I picked up. And so if you're looking at installing these, hopefully that'll help you. If you're not looking at installing these and you're still launching these or nothing else, you've got something to talk about at your next dinner party. So just understand that when you get ready to do this, It's like anything that you're going to do. If you've never done it before, there is a learning curve. I probably wouldn't batch out every single thing that I was going to do. I would probably just take it one step at a time. I'd do a box, I'd try some drawer slides out, I'd see how they worked, and then you'll be able to go from there.